to the classroom. In this first episode of Doctrines of Contract Law, let's discuss Doctrine of Privity of Contract. This is a common law doctrine. Only parties to the contract can sue in order to enforce their contractual rights, and a stranger to the contract cannot sue. The general meaning of the term privity is relationship between two or more parties. This doctrine, one among the pillars of English Contract Act, was settled in the very famous case Tweedle versus Atkinson in the year 1861. In this case, let's see what happened. Tweedle and Atkinson entered into an agreement to pay that Tweedle will pay Tweedle's son Williams will be paid by Atkinson as a consideration for his marriage with Atkinson's daughter. But unfortunately, the marriage did not take place and money was not paid. But later, William filed a suit to recover the amount. The court said that William is neither a party to the contract nor a party to the consideration, and therefore he cannot sue. Okay. Later in 1915, in Dunlop Pneumatic Tire Company versus Selfridge and Company case, this doctrine, look at the citation, this doctrine was analyzed in detail and the law was established. Let us look into the case law. Dunlop Pneumatic Tire Company versus Selfridge and Company, 1915 AC 847. In this case, the Dunlop Pneumatic Company, who was the producer of tires, did not want their tire to reach the market very cheap and therefore entered into a resale price maintenance contract with Dew and Company. This must have happened at a time, 1915. That means that time resale price maintenance was not illegal. Currently, if you see, resale price maintenance contracts are anti-competitive and they are illegal. Okay. So what is the contract is? The contract is that the tires will not be sold below a particular price. Okay. Now in turn, Dew and Company, who are the distributors, also made a contract with the Selfridge and Company, who is the retailer. However, Selfridge and Company committed a breach of contract and sold the tires below the stipulated price. When Dunlop Company approached the court in this matter, the court, after a detailed study of the common law doctrine of privity of contract, settled the law that Dunlop and Company cannot sue as they are neither the party to the contract nor a party to the consideration. And thus, doctrine of privity of consideration and doctrine of privity of contract was established in English common law. Okay. But at the same time, Section 2D of Indian Contract Act gave a wider definition to the term consideration to include consideration by promisee or any other person, and therefore privity of consideration was not accepted in Indian law. But privity of contract doctrine was well settled in Indian law as well. However, dear students, privity of contract is one of the most controversial doctrines not only in India but around the world. Do you know why? Let's see. Using this loopholes of this doctrine, parties can deny contractual benefits to the ultimate beneficiaries. Since in many cases, the beneficiaries, the ultimate beneficiaries, are not parties to the contract. And using this privity of contract principle, you can easily deny benefits to the beneficiaries. And therefore, In India, the law has recognized the following exceptions to this doctrine. Let's look into what are those exceptions. The first one is assignee. Assignee is the one to whom rights are assigned, though he is not a party to the contract. For example, A lent money to B and assigned the right to recover the money to C. If B does not pay C, C can sue against B, though he is not a party. Now the next is very popular example, that is insurance contracts. In third party insurance contracts, for example motor vehicle insurance, the contract is between insurance company and the insured, but a third party in an accident can also claim insurance. Now the third one is trust. Most of the cases, trust is a contract between the author and the trustee for benefit of the beneficiary. In the absence of author, beneficiary can sue against the trustee. For example, A has created a trust and entrusted B to manage an estate and give scholarship from the profits of the estate to meritorious students in a particular area who are qualifying to a certain medical college. If the scholarship is not given to a deserving student, the student can sue against the trustee even though the student is not a party. Now fourth one, agency. As we all are aware that an agent's contract is considered as that of a principal's contract. Isn't it? Agent is the one who is entering into contract on behalf of the principal, and therefore privity of contract is not applicable for agency. Then next one is estoppel. Estoppel is a very famous common law principle. This principle says that once you have accepted a liability, later you cannot deny it. For example, A has to give 50 lakh rupees to B. C informed B that I have received that money from A and I will give it to you. Later, if C does not give, B can sue C, even though C is not a party to the contract. Now the sixth one is family settlements. That includes family settlements, partition settlements and marriage settlements. In case of any arrangement is done for the benefit of any member in a family settlement or a partition agreement, beneficiary can sue, even though beneficiary is not a party to the contract. Doctrine of privity of contract as well as privity of consideration is accepted in English law, but at the same time only doctrine of privity of contract is accepted in Indian law with these so-called exceptions. Now, these two case laws I have brought for your reference. In the first case in 1975, the court expressed a view that even though privity of contract doctrine is accepted in India, while applying this doctrine, courts must adopt a very liberal view because many times third parties are the real beneficiaries and they should not be denied the benefit using this doctrine. Okay. Now in the second case, which is a very famous and actually classic case as far as Indian law on privity of contract doctrine is concerned, in this case, it was held that any benefit to a third party cannot be denied by applying this doctrine in case of a marriage settlement contract. Actually, this was a marriage settlement contract between the father of Husaini Begum and Khwaja Khan, where Husaini Begum was the beneficiary. Okay. And recently, one more case in Canara Bank versus United Insurance Company Limited, which was decided in February 2020, the Supreme Court reiterated that in insurance contracts, privity of contract doctrine cannot be applied. So that's all about privity of contract doctrine today. In this series of doctrine of contract law, we will meet again with another doctrine. If you have any doubts about the topics discussed above, please put in your questions in the comment section below. It's my pleasure to help you. Thank you.